Brodes Media.
Taijuan blows. He blows. When are they going to get it through their thick skull? Because I can't take it anymore. Welcome on in, everybody. If you are new, we discuss Philly sports to the best of our ability without blowing our brains out. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the thumbs up button as well. If you want to take me on the road with you, you absolutely can by going to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, searching Sports Talk with Brodes or Brodes Media. And if you leave a 5-star rating and a review on those platforms as well, it truly helps out the algorithms, and the numbers are really doing well right now. So thank you all so much. And lastly, we do 8 live streams a month here on YouTube, 2 times a week, Coffee with Brodes. And the way you get access to those live streams is you join the memberships here down below for a price of $4.99 a month. All the information is down below in the description. You also get access to our Discord channel as well. We just started a fantasy football league this year, and it's a 24/7 chat room, so it's a lot of fun. If you're interested, that's available. I'll shut up now and start screaming about the baseball game. Appreciate you guys to death and enjoy the show. They got what they deserved today. An absolute ass whooping. Taijuan Walker sucked more than I ever even thought he would suck. Think about it. Think about what the expectations are every time he takes the mound. And somehow he actually underperformed. There were only 2 swing and misses. I was actually thinking about this. If I was on the other team, if I was someone in the front office of the other team, if you were one of those men that swung and missed, you're gone. You're gone. Taijuan Walker is so lost that he's delusional. When he talks to the media and says things are getting better because he didn't feel the exit velocity was as bad as it has been, he hasn't been getting hit as hard. Yeah, instead of 130 off the bat, it's 108. Whoop-de-damn-do. That's how destroyed and annihilated Taijuan Walker truly is. He went 6 innings and didn't even strike one guy out. He allowed 13 hits. How do you not strike out one guy by accident? So the Phillies got exactly what they deserved, and I'm not even going to get mad at the hitters, because when the front office tells the team, we're throwing this one away in the trash before it even begins, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. You have to try and score 1,000 runs. It's funny. I heard a little bit of the crossover between Ben Davis and the crew that was inside the NBC Sports Philadelphia studios with John Kruk. And Ben Davis asked a question about why it looked as if the offense was going out there taking massive hacks and just swinging for the fences. I'll tell you why. Because Taijuan Walker's going to allow 13 hits and not strike out one person in 6 innings. The 4th inning's going to make everyone collapse in disgust around the Delaware Valley. That's why. I don't know how Altuve's first at-bat of the day didn't go over the wall. He ends up scoring anyway when Bryce Harper fell asleep at first when they threw the ball over to first, trying to get someone sleeping there with the lead. Don't even get me started on Yordan Alvarez, excuse me. I'm so down bad. Why? Why do I have to do this? What you can't allow the Phillies front office to do is get away with this nonsense. And I figured there would be fans who feel this way. I can't rationalize this thought, but I want to use this individual, Sharif, who tweeted into me around 7:30 tonight. They wanted their 4 best starters to go for Atlanta. Plus, they accomplished what they needed by winning 2 out of 3. That's pathetic. Pathetic! If you walk away and allow for that to be the takeaway. It's almost September, people. You're in a race right now. Hate to break it to you. That cute little lead you once had is slowly slipping away. And I don't think they'll lose it. But when you win 4 straight, and when things are actually starting to look good, keep it going! Because this is crushing. And it could be something that really hurts the mojo of this group. 10-0. You're almost no hit before Austin Hayes got on base. And I was kind of rooting for it because I want the Phillies to feel pain. To feel pain. We deserve better as fans. We deserve a product on the field where you're actually trying. And going to Taijuan at this point, you're not trying. You're waving the white flag. And this was obvious maybe 2 or 3 starts ago. He's got a 917. I almost gave him a little help. I almost gave him a little cushion. 917 is his ERA in his last 4 starts. Enough is enough. I'm aware that teams will have more patience than a fan base. And we, as a collective unit, will probably want things to be done sooner than they should. With that said, come on. You can't sugarcoat this anymore. He can't even generate swings and misses. Ever. He can't miss bats. He can't put guys away. And if it wasn't for Garrett Stubbs and that electric throw down the second base to get Jose Altuve trying to snag a bag, probably could have been 9-0 when it was 6-0. It's a joke. I was actually excited for a late evening game in the middle of the week. And it's funny because my wife and I just got a couple of trees planted in our backyard, and I have to make sure I spend 5 minutes or so watering each tree each day. So I put the hose out there, but there's so many mosquitoes that are hanging around that area that I can't stand out there and do it myself. So what I do is I get the hose, I put it where the roots are of the tree, and then I go inside so I don't get eaten alive because I've gotten destroyed, I'd say, over like the last week of doing this. I had to come up with a new method. Every single time I left and came back in, which it only takes about 15 seconds to change where the hose is, I come back in, it's 2-0. I come back in, they're checking to see if the home run was interfered with by the fans or not. And then I leave it 6-0. I come back at 4-0. I come back and it's 8-0. What the hell? Every time I go leave, Taijuan Walker's getting crushed and tattooed again. It's no surprise. It's probably good for my mental health to not actually consume that trash. But that was the clip and the rate that it was happening for Houston. And I'm sorry, but the goal, once you win the first 2, isn't to just pretend the last game doesn't matter. The goal is to sweep them. Sweep them. Why should I be satisfied with punting a game away because they already won 2? This offense had no shot, had no hope. And they looked that way. I even saw some that were excited that he at least went 6 because there was so much trouble happening through 4 that it was going to burn the bullpen anyway. And then when he gets through 6, I saw clapping hands emojis. Clapping hand emojis! Put those emojis and shove it up the ass of the people who are making some of these decisions. And I don't know who actually has final say on this. I know Topper was discussing how he feels bad for Taijuan because he is trying, and when he was on that IL stint, he tried to work on some things to help out the velocity and to try new things. And I get that. I do think Taijuan is giving what he has. What he has sucks, though. And whoever is forcing him to go out there, whether it's Dave Dombrowski or anybody else, because they're spending a lot of money for his contract, we deserve better. And honestly, at this point, it's like when a goalie allows in hockey 6 goals. At some point, you save them from yourself. That's your job. John Tortorella, let me pull whoever our goalie is at the time, put in our backup because it's kind of getting embarrassing. And I get it. Taijuan Walker hasn't taken the right paths ever since he got here, okay? He hasn't made all the proper decisions. But at some point, the guy doesn't have it. Not only do you have to do yourself right and do your players right, your everyday guys right, but I think there's a sense of urgency, or should be. There should be a sense of urgency to get him out of his own way, if that makes sense. He stinks. And I got a lot of Mets fans saying, I told you so. Even when he was in New York, though, it wasn't that. He's not a major league pitcher. There were times where he may have not have been perfect, and he might have got roughed up a little bit. But there were still reasons to believe that he can be in a rotation as a 4th guy or a 5th guy in a Major League Baseball rotation. Right now, I guess what you do is you throw him in the pen and ask him to pitch in games that are already blown out of proportion. It's the 5th inning. Imagine what happens when Taijuan Walker pitches, and then you have to go to someone just to eat up the rest of the game. That's what Taijuan Walker is now. He's the guy that cleans up the Taijuan Walker disgusting, pathetic, terrible, fucking horrible starts. I guess. If he's even going to still be here, I would just snip it. I would just say forget about it. His presence is toxic just because he can't perform. Unless he is so down bad right now that the fellas just feel so awful for him that it's no longer toxic because he's a douche or he's a bad teammate to rob. It's probably past that now, and it's more of, all right, I actually feel bad for him. So I don't know if his presence is still as draining, if they're just going to remove him from the rotation and he's still here. But maybe it is. Maybe just the smell of Taijuan Walker is enough for everyone to walk in the clubhouse and go, holy shit, it stinks in here. It stinks like hot trash. I'm looking at you, 99. What else was there? 13 hits. Oh, he had 20 first pitch strikes of the 28 batters that he faced. 20 first pitch strikes. So he's working with 0-1 counts. That makes these numbers even more mind-numbing. That's the name of the game. Work out in front. He's legitimately working out in front. He's starting at bats 0-1. 0-1. And can't do a damn thing with it. Holy hell. You can't make this stuff up. So as I mentioned to start the program, it's even worse than we ever could have even imagined. And think about the ones who spent money to go to this game, who sat out in the heat to go to this game. I was actually thinking about it. Do I maybe hop on SeatGeek, use promo code Brodes, get $20 off, and find myself sitting at CBP this afternoon? Then I went to the weather and went, okay, I don't know. And then I'm like, oh, wait a second. It's Taijuan Walker. That stiff doesn't deserve my time. I would have just went to crush some water ice. Get a nice ice cream with the helmet and some jimmies. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there you go. Potential streak killed in my eyes. This Atlanta series is no joke. And if they come out with no energy and they look flat, I'm going to be aggravated, and I'm probably going to rely right back to what we just witnessed in this series, because the organization said we didn't care about it. We didn't care about it. And the Braves are doing some good things against the Twins out in Minnesota. At the time of this recording, they're winning the final game 1-0 in the middle of the fifth. So there's still a lot of things that can go down to sway that final one. They already took the series, though, scoring 10 runs in the first game, scoring 8 runs in the second game, winning in extra innings on Tuesday night. And this is after they won a series against the Phillies, after they won a series against the Nationals. So they're starting to string together wins. This is a big test. This is going to tell us a lot about the mental makeup of this group. Are they going to fold and look like absolute bums and get overwhelmed by the pressure? And now that the Atlanta Braves are somewhat playing spoiler this time and the roles are reversed, even though it's not playoffs yet, but, for the most part, over the last couple of years, the Braves were the team to beat. The Phillies were the little engine that could, and then they were able to do it. Well, we're working ourselves closer to that time of the year. The Braves are on the road in a hostile environment looking for their NL East crown. The Phillies have looked better over the last 2 series, but have not been performing the way that they should for a while now. And the Braves are extremely banged up. Little engine that could. A lot of people probably counting them out because of all the injuries. And they're playing some decent ball right now. I don't know what to expect. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's troubling. Maybe that's everything you need to know. That I'm not walking into this series in front of your own crowd, 40,000 people, knowing that you're going to have the answers. You have the solutions. I hope they do. And it's not impossible for them to have it. But I don't know. Something feels off to me. And maybe I'm just put in a tough spot tonight because I'm living in the recency bias of an hour ago, the final game ended and I had to watch Taijuan. And you got to remember that the next time someone takes the mound, it's not Taijuan. It is Christopher Sanchez. Now, lucky for the Phils, they escape Chris Sale once again. And that is a huge series changer in this 4-game set. That could be the difference in splitting. That could be the difference in 3-1 or 1-3. Christopher Sanchez goes against Charlie Morton to kick things off Thursday night. I'm looking forward to it. I am. So I don't know if I just feel this weird negative energy just because Taijuan Walker just left the mound or what. But I need to see something significant from this group over these next 4 games. This is it. This could potentially be the difference in winning the division or not. Put him away. Let's make this a laughing joke. Punch him hard and put it to bed. Put it to rest. Make anyone who feels nervous and anxious right now, make them look stupid. Make me look dumb. I'm rooting for it. Kill them! So then we don't even have to wonder if you have the balls or not. That's what I really want to see. This series is for the division. Know that going in. We're going to take your anytime hotline calls. Before we do, though, this episode of Sports Talk with Brodes is presented by Chris Gates Fitness and his online fitness training camp. If you are interested in getting healthy and getting back in shape, you get brand new workout programs every month so you can achieve your health and fitness goals. There's fitness challenges every month to help push you to develop healthy habits. There's challenges within the training camp community where you can compete with other members for awesome prizes. There's access to live Q&As that are direct and personalized from Chris, and there's also a support of community where people will encourage you every step of the way. What you need to do is visit chrisgatesfitness.com/training camp or click the link down below in the description to learn more and sign up today. If you use promo code Brodes, you will get 50% off your first month. And right now, when there are some weekly football pick'ems ready to get rocking and rolling, winners will get free supplements from Legion Athletics. And in September, there's a step count challenge where the winner will take home a free walk pad treadmill. So you do not want to miss out. Chris Gates Fitness has everything you're looking for in regards to getting in shape. And on top of that, some cool prizes he's giving away throughout you busting your ass and working up a nice sweat. So make sure you check out the information all down below. With that, let's go to the Anytime Hotline and hear from the people.
Hey, Brodes. First time, long time. What the hell are we doing with Walker on the frickin' mound? 6-0. The guy's a fucking loser. Trade him for a 6-pack. We'd make out in that deal.
Oh, that ain't right. You're telling me 6 cold ones with the mountains blue is better than what Taijuan Walker? It is. I'm just being a good person. You know me, okay? I'm always there for the people, mankind. That's what, I look out for others. I can't be bashing them too hard. I'm with you. I know. Enough is enough. I've been screaming since I've been blue in the face 3 weeks ago about this nonsense. I went on a rant recently on the radio about how disturbing it is that this guy continues to get opportunities. And we literally had to look at Rob Thompson about 5-6 days ago where he's telling us that he was encouraged by his velocity. Let me ask you something, Topper. Were you encouraged by his velocity today? There's nothing ever to be encouraged about when you're sniffing a 10 ERA in your last 4 starts. They lost 9 consecutive times that he takes the mound. 9! How did we even get to 9? After 4, after 5, after 6, after 7. You think that would be a wake-up call? You think that would be that obnoxious alarm on everybody's iPhone? When you wake up in the morning at 6 a.m. and you're like, fuck, I don't want to get up right now. Well, that's what should have been said when you lost six in a row of him taking the mound. Dave Dombrowski should be saying, fuck, I don't want to start him anymore and actually do something about it. I don't care if it's Tyler Phillips. I don't care if it's any other name, even if it's a name that gets you the same result. What you can't do right now is constantly trot that mess out there because it makes a poor statement to your team. And yeah, it might suck to throw out guys because, let's be honest, Mercado's name might have been mentioned prior to seeing what he allowed in this effort, and you got a similar result, which is, the ball was flying out of the ballpark at will, and maybe that's what happens, but it can't be Taijuan. We're at the point now where it can literally not be him. And if it's the next guy, then I'll have a few words to say about that as well. And I'll look at Dave Dombrowski and say, you really screwed up the trade deadline, because it's not just hindsight. It's not just watching now with vision looking backwards. There were plenty of reasons to wonder if it was a good idea to bring in a veteran in your pitching staff at the deadline. And there's a reason why Jack Flaherty was on the move. And Jack Flaherty is no world beater by any means. But what he can do, especially when you were dealing with Ranger Suarez, you were dealing with guys who haven't eaten a lot of innings, you were dealing with Taijuan Walker's disgusting efforts. He's 10-6 with a 3 ERA this season. Just to give you a little example of some of his most recent starts, he's on the Dodgers now. He pitched yesterday in a 3-2 loss. He went 5 innings, allowed 3 earned runs. Sorry, he went 6 innings and allowed 3 earned runs. Did I say 5? He went 6 innings and allowed 3 earned runs. He gave you a quality start. On the 21st, in a win against the Seattle Mariners, he went 5 2/3 and allowed 1 earned run. On August 15th, he pitched in Milwaukee, went 5 innings, allowed 3 earned runs. Oakland is terrible. He went 6, allowed no earned runs. Against Pittsburgh, he got hit decent, allowed 9 hits and 5 2/3, but did strike out 10. Look, I'm not telling you it is the greatest in the world, but compare that to what Taijuan Walker does. That's all I'm looking for right now. And I was pretty adamant about it at the time. I like the idea of getting an arm. I like the idea of getting someone, because at the time I still had believed that Spencer Turnbull could come back and he can help you out in the pen. They have more knowledge on that stuff behind the scenes than I do from an outsider looking in, so that would have to factor into the equation when they're looking at what other moves they can make at the deadline with relief pitching. But come on, this is terrible. It really is. Let's go to Carmen.
Brodes, I'm driving home. I had listened to that entire 4th inning on my right back from work. And I can tell you this right now, I never, ever, ever, ever want to see a Taijuan Walker in a fucking Phillies uniform ever again. If I don't see a notification at the end of this, after this game, that says that Taijuan Walker has been released or designated for assignment, this is 100% Dave Dombrowski. I don't care how much you're paying him $17 million. $8 to $17 million. He can't fucking pitch to save his goddamn life. You can literally throw any pitcher, anyone from AAA, even Nick Abel or Griff McGarry, who have 5 ERAs. All right? I'd rather throw them out there and throw them out in the fire than have Taijuan Walker pitch another fucking game for this team. This was an automatic loss. I get that. I'll take 2 out of 3 out of Houston. But you know what? If he is not released or designated for assignment by the end of this game, we have some serious problems with Dave Dombrowski we need to discuss here.
I love it, dude. I love the absolute fire. I appreciate the call. One thing I'm not going to do, and I saw a few running around with this on social media, is, and they're tongue-in-cheek, obviously, but they're going to start a GoFundMe so we can pay John Middleton and pay Taijuan Walker the money so John Middleton doesn't have to eat any losses. Get the hell out of here. Eat the loss. It's not on us. This guy's got $1 billion. You let Dave Dombrowski make this decision, and he makes a lot of good decisions. Once in a while, the good ones miss. Once in a while, Howie Roseman screws up. Once in a while, you're going to see failures from men that you put a lot of faith into, like Dave Dombrowski. When that's the case, it's not on us to have to all throw $1 into the jar to come up with $17, $18 million to worry about this guy's AAV and worry about the years left on the deal. That's not what we should be doing. That's on you. Go sell some of your cigars. Figure it out. Figure it out. Dive into the piggy bank for your rainy day fund. If your poor little rainy day fund unfortunately has to go to Taijuan to not pitch for you, sorry. Wasn't the idea getting the damn trophy back? If the idea is getting the damn trophy back, then you have to make decisions like this to get him away because he's toxic, as my friend Britney Spears would say. Listen, they did it again to us. And what I mean is, they did what they were supposed to do results-wise. Win a series, a big series. And that's back-to-back solid series wins against 2 very respected opponents. But due to how it ended, they left an awful taste in her mouth again. And that's what this team has become. Even when they do things right, they do things wrong to rain on your parade. That's how they operate. That's the team currently. And that's okay to feel that way, by the way. They're making decisions to force us to have this nastiness that follows us right now. You can't pitch Taijuan Walker. You cannot pitch Taijuan Walker. I said that last time, and then they pitched him again because they were encouraged. They actually used that word. Encouraged. Okay.
Brodes, I'm calling in the fourth inning, so I don't exactly know what's going to happen the rest of the game. But I just want to say I'm actually glad that Taijuan Walker pitched so horribly today. I didn't want him to go out there and have a fluke performance and then him get 3 or 4 more starts and 3 or 4 more chances to screw up again because he is just so bad. So surely he's not going to be pitching anymore. Obviously the games matter and I wish we could have got a dub, but at least Taijuan's gone, hopefully, if anybody has a brain. See ya.
I think he's gone. Maybe this is a hot take, maybe not. But I didn't want him to stink only because sweeping the Astros after beating the Kansas City Royals and winning 5 in a row heading into Atlanta, I wanted the good vibes going. I mean, at the end of the day, I do want this team to win. And while maybe that did mean he'd get another start under his belt, I guess this is the way I would justify it. Work with me here. If Taijuan did good this start and bad the next start, because this would just be fool's gold, that means in 2 starts out of your 5th spot in the rotation, you'd get a good one and a bad one. If you bring up Tyler Phillips, hypothetically, and Taijuan stunk miserably this game like he did, and Tyler Phillips gets another opportunity and he fails miserably, then you'd be getting 2 starts out of your 5th spot that were miserable and no good ones. Where if Walker pitched good in this game, we'd at least have 1 good one. Now, maybe Tyler Phillips could have 1 good one and you'd still get the same result. Maybe. But I do want good mojo heading into Atlanta. And this crumbles the mojo a little bit. Timing is important. And it's really more about me right now looking at the timing of them finally really looking good again. They started to do sensational things over the last couple of games. 4 or 5 games or so, it was smooth. We were transitioning back to good ball. And I wish that just continued for another day heading into your biggest rival in a series that I claimed was the best, was the biggest and what could maybe swing the NL East and the champion of the NL East. So I didn't want him to stink, even if that did mean he'd grab 1 more start or 2 more starts. I do want him to succeed. It's a better outcome. And I know you'd want that. I know you want the Phillies to win, and that's your end goal. I get I get that. I get that view of, I want him to fail so then the change can happen because inevitably he's not strong enough. And you're right. He's not strong enough no matter if he pitched well or didn't pitch well. But I know that. And if I could squeeze a start out of him that I could at least respect in a time of need in my eyes with the Braves coming in next, I would take that. So maybe that's a hot take. Maybe it's not. That's how I feel. All right, everybody, that's going to do it. Appreciate you hanging out, and I will catch you all on the next one.